Shefsky here, and welcome to Fantasy House. Every week I have a different friend come on and describe their surreal fantasy house and take us on a little journey. It's like a MTV Cribs in an unlimited trippy technology universe. Very fun, very good time. This episode is brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky. I'm your Southern California realtor. I'm a really real real estate agent. So that means that I'll be honest with you. I won't beat around the bush. And I will riff a little bit. Sometimes you'll be like, was he serious about that? I'll be like, yep. And then I'll be like, nah, just riffing. Mm-hmm. We have a great time. If you're looking to buy or sell, you just have general real estate questions. If you want to hear about like multifamily apartment buildings or any of that fun stuff, dude, hit me up. Ladies and germs, send me an email at fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com or just go to my Instagram, JONSHEFSKY. This episode is a good one. We get into some deep philosophy talk. Hilarious comedian, good friend of mine for many years, Jeremy Scippio. I'm excited. It's going to be a good episode, guys. Now, in the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this.
Won't you take a walk around the world of your fantasy house? You're the host with the most experience in your fantasy house.
I'm running for president, and then I'm running for a God position. That's it. That's it. It's only one way up.
Okay, so if you were God.
Oh, shit.
That's a deep question. Like, would you focus on Earth and try to change things, or would you just stand back and be like, you guys figure it out. It's all good.
I'm so politically minded. I'm going to say some PC stuff, and after that, I'm just say some raunchy stuff.
Okay, so both. Let's
I would take away all hunger, all pain. I would take away hurt. There'll be no more death unless you really, really deserved it. No, I'm kidding.
You
can sleep with. You can design anybody to be any way you want and do any sexual position. Sex won't be a thing. I will. First thing I'll do is take away waiting to marriage to have sex.
Okay.
Out the window.
That's your very first thing. Some guy's like, I'm really hungry, God. Another guy's like, can you just cure my disease? Like, I'm going to make it so you guys can have sex whenever you want.
You know why? Because there would literally be only two people in heaven if like all these preachers would go to hell. All these ministers, they gave their life. Like, if that was like the one rule, it's like, look, don't you must have sex for marriage, because everybody tells you to do that. Wait to marriage to have sex. It's in the Bible. It's a religious thing. Nobody does it.
Nobody does
Nobody.
And those who do end up being like, I'm not really into this one.
They will break that and then say this is the right thing to do. So yeah, that's the first thing. I'll get that rule out of here. Fuck that. Fuck who you need. I wouldn't even consider taking a relationship serious unless we've had sex like multiple times.
Yeah, you have sex, then you start going to dinner.
You know what a relationship?
All right, I'd like to have dinner with you.
Right. You know,
because the sex has been enough to show me that you're cool.
Right.
We'll hang out.
I know what a relationship is. It's like you've been having sex for like 6 months, and then you're like, okay, what are we? That's it. It's like, man, I really don't want to have sex with anybody else right now. That's marriage.
That's a good sign. That's when you're like, I love this person.
This is
the only person we're not just having sex.
Yeah.
We're making love.
Yeah, it's built on the concept of you don't know what you're missing. But we do.
And then a few months down the road, you're like, I love this person, and I also like to go out and have some sex. Like a Chris Christopherson song, Looking for Some Strange.
What else? If I was God.
But seriously, though, if you were God.
If I was God.
Yeah.
This changed the whole
That's
nature.
the topic of this episode. But seriously, though, if you were God.
If I was God, seriously.
I feel like things would be all right if Scipio was the new God. No,
That's
I would. God doesn't feel pressure. God's like, it's cool. God's the most relaxed, like Bruce Lee guy, I'm sure, or girl.
Any criticism, he just erased your existence. Like, it never existed.
I'm sure God's just constantly like, all right. And you're just like, all right, cool.
God's constantly waking up late, like, hold on, wait. Oh, shoot. Oh, man, the sun's way too close to the earth. Global warming.
Do you think God like meddles in with our physical reality? Do you think God would actually like push the sun out of the way or change things?
What I've always been told is God allows things. And doesn't directly interfere. So it's kind of weird when we pray, and I try not to erase that because God can make things happen. But
prayer could be strong too, like internally.
But it has to be in the Lord's will. So it's kind of weird. So, in that
But
way.
there might be some magic to it though, where it's like if you pray, like I wonder, like if you pray, like asking for stuff outside of yourself, like God, can you make this happen? I don't think there's anybody like, let me take care of that for you.
Man.
Steve Harvey thinks so. But
Yeah, don't
you
get
ever
me
watch
started
Steve
on
Harvey
Steve Harvey.
videos?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey videos are they're good though.
It's when
I'm inspired.
arrogance and ignorance meet.
That's right. He's pretty fun. If they have two columns in the YouTube videos: is Steve Harvey inspirational videos and Steve Harvey de-inspirational videos.
Yeah, and the thing is, I love Steve Harvey's logic, because what it is circle logic. I can do circle logic all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called comedy.
Yeah.
And I
He
can
is a
make you
comedian.
agree with me,
Yeah.
though I'm just saying some shit. I'm just saying some backward stuff. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, it's just like, if I was just like, if I wanted to make you give me money,
Yeah.
I would say, you're supposed to give from your heart. You know what I mean? You're basing this off of, how long have I been knowing you, man? You know what I'm saying? How long have I been knowing you? And how you going to develop trust with somebody if you don't hand me money right now and just don't even think about it? And I'll give it back to you when the time is right. That's what real trust is. You will never learn trust unless you actually let me hold some of your money right now.
So basically, you base a person's entire character off of asking them for that cash real quick, and then you're like, "You're good. You're a good person." And then you take the cash. You're like, "When God wants you to have it back, you'll get it back." I'm gonna go buy an airplane.
Right. And you can flip it around and literally say, I would never give. You would give somebody money without knowing them? That's weird. It's like, I've known them 10 years. Like, only 10 years? It's just...
It's just mind.
Yeah.
So you think Steve Harvey is a great elixir salesman? He's just grabbing that cash.
It's entertainment, baby. I mean, telling a woman to think like a man. It's like, no, think like a woman. Maybe that's how.
Wait, what is he doing?
He has a book called,
Think Like a Man?
Think like a man. Act like a lady. Think like a man.
Interesting.
It's like, or just think like a woman and stay like a woman.
You don't even have to give a penis to the way that you think. You know what I mean?
Yes.
My friend was trying to tell me that there's like that 30 Rock is not. It didn't stay with the times because of Jack Donaghy being like a macho male like corporate dude. And I was just like, I've worked for like a handful of women that have the same exact attitude and style and personality as Jack Donaghy, but it doesn't matter like if you've got ovaries or balls. Like, but people are still really their super identity into like, I'm a man, so that's who I am, or you know what I mean? Like, or their race or whatever. Like, isn't there something else that we could like? How about human?
Context is everything. I mean, of course, you don't want to be ignorant to these things, but then after that.
Yeah,
that's just like when people. I always think it's so funny when people defend their only their demographic and it goes so hard. I'm like, you act as if this is complicated to only understand people who look and act exactly like you.
Yeah.
A complicated concept would be
You
to
lazy
understand
bitch. Yeah.
people who aren't like you.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, my demographic has it the absolute worst, and I'm like, yeah, these things called Native Americans that don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. Yeah, totally.
But-
you look at indigenous people all over the globe and be like, are you complaining right now? Because indigenous people that like we don't even know how many like tribes don't exist, probably in the millions throughout history since that steamroller of modern culture has been rolling over it in every corner of the globe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, indigenous doesn't just mean like in the Americas. Like, there's been indigenous people in England, in all over Europe, all over Africa, everywhere, and people don't even. Dude, it's gnarly. Yeah, talk about people that had it hard. We don't even know what's happened.
I can open that up more, but I think we go so off rails.
It go so deep and
so
trippy.
off rails. Yes.
The next Scipio's Atlantic, or what is it? Atlantis.
Well, I don't know. It's so funny because I actually do. I actually, I'm a Christian. I do believe in I don't know, creationism, but also I actually understand. I don't know. They say that we evolved from two different human species-esque things.
Yeah.
And, and we basically combined into what we are now.
Yeah.
And some people have traits of one and some people have traits of the other.
Interesting.
And not even gonna go into the whole alien thing because I think that's crap. But I'm just saying that was, we were actually two and then became one. And there's a lot of genetic proof. I don't like doing statistics on that BS because I'm not a scientist. I'm just saying that I seen that it said somewhere and I said, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
More than the monkey stuff.
Well, honestly, I mean, I think some of it ties in. It crosses over different sides, like you're even mentioning. Like I'm not a scientist either. Disclaimer alert.
But some people are like, "Oh, how do you know that? Where's your research?" And it's like,
Dude, I operate from a position of dense disclaimerism. So I'm like, every word that comes out of my mouth, take note, be forewarned. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to communicate with other humans and just, put my thoughts out there. So that's my disclaimer. And I could be wrong. And we're basing everything we talk about on like a consensus agreement on what reality even is. And that to me is like, dude, it really could just be a weird video game. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So but just from my perspective, that what you're saying with like that we evolved from like two different like species, they've been finding like scientists and archaeologists have been coming together. And I think scientists, archaeologists, biologists, they've all been coming together with like DNA from like Neanderthals, humans, and like this other third one. It's not the Neanderthal. I forgot what it was.
You know what? That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Dude, it could totally tie in.
Yeah.
And I read some book a long time ago called like the serpent molecule or something about DNA, and it was like trippy. And again,
you ain't talking about the lizard people.
Nope, it goes.
Okay.
No, it goes, but it goes back to indigenous people and like tribal, like shamanistic like knowledge and stuff that like scientists would totally write off, but it actually matches up with stuff that's coming out today. And you're like, ooh, maybe. But at the same time, I'm also skeptical and just like, who knows? Let's go have some pizza. But like, it is fascinating, and some of these things could tie in. Some of the stuff that we consider to be like biblical gospel could be like, oh, we were off quite a bit, but it does kind of tie in with some stuff that was, like. We might have evolved from a bunch of trippy stuff, and I don't know.
You need a base, and then you can after that you're just doing inferences, and it's all fine. I like I said, I don't. That's not my goal to know everything. I want to experience, life.
That's your goal, is to experience life, to be present for your journey.
My goal is not to know. I know a lot.
You
of
might
shit.
not be able to know everything. I always think that, like, maybe it's
point.
greedy to demand of God or whatever, or even if, like, again, for our atheist listeners or whatnot, for anybody, even if you don't want to have God personified, just to demand of the universe, of your existence, like, I want answers. It's like, well, how do you, like, what? I realized at certain ages, like, why did I think that, like, I'm entitled to answers?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it a consumerism thing where I'm just used to, like, I want to talk to the manager? You know what I mean? Like, I want a refund. Like, like, and you're just doing that to the universe. Like, I want to talk to the manager. Like, I deserve an answer. It's like, how do you know that, like, your gift is that you get to exist? And that's it. And you don't get to ask for, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't get to ask for that.
I'm sure.
Tell me the meaning of life, Lord. Like,
I'm sure the wisest people killed themselves for sure. Like they'd be like, "What? I know too much." Like,
let me pause. If you're smart and you're listening to this, do not take any advice from Jeremy right now. He's riffing.
If I was God, I'd say, "Kill yourself." Everybody.
No.
You don't understand. No, I'm kidding. No.
Not in this, like,
you're right.
modern society.
You're
People being like,
right.
I'm having issues and you're making me want to kill. No,
I will say
he's
this.
Riffing. He's
I will
riffing.
say this though. I used to do this joke, but I was like, "Yo, what if the real world was like Super Mario Brothers, where we thought like we die and go to heaven, but really we die and it's like harder the second go around?"
I wonder that all the time.
Like you went, like you like I won, and now it's harder.
I wonder that all the time. I wonder that, and I also wonder, like, if you get, like, if every time you accomplish something, you're like, I finally understand life, or like, I'm doing really well. It just gets harder because you're like, next level, next level, like, like the bigger boss to beat, and you're like, damn it. Does anyone just get to chill? And you're like, nope. Earth ain't just for kicking your shoes off and chilling.
Nope.
Everyone's got struggles.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd say your main goal, like you said, it's to
experience, and I want to help people on a bigger level.
Yeah,
I do want to spread knowledge. Don't get me wrong, and wisdom, but more enlightenment. To help people digest this world that we're in, and it's it's really interesting to watch how information evolves. Like even with like they say the PC culture and this sensitivity of modern day stuff and all that. I actually don't think it's the worst. I think we're accepting, I'll call it new information, but really it's always been present.
Yeah.
And we're finding out new ways to deal with it. And I think a lot of the negative sides of it is the infancy of us using this information. You know what I'm saying? I think we will find a median and things will shift in a different direction. Well, but I do think it's important to address a lot of these things, not act like they're nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, are you talking about PC culture in general?
Yeah, PC culture.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. But like, what makes me sad about it though sometimes is because like, yes, all the stuff needs to get addressed at some point or another, but like it's like the law of priority. And when you're putting out fires, and like when all these people are like screaming about how important like climate change is, and like stuff that's going on with climate change, and what do you call eco stuff, like stuff with the environments and the bio sphere or whatever that we live in, when they're talking about how serious that is, and then Bernie gets up like his next, like AOC or Bernie will talk about how serious that is, and we have 10 years, and I'll be like, oh shit, we better get on that. And then like the next thing that comes out of his mouth is, and we got to make sure we pay off everyone's college loans. I'm like, is that a priority? Like if the whole globe is like smoking right now, like I'm not saying my wife's got huge college loans. It sucks, and it's a drag, and it's very hard to survive with that shit. But it's gonna be harder to survive with your college loans if the oceans are 1,000,000 degrees and it's hot and no trees grow anymore. You know what I mean? Like so the PC stuff I feel like takes away sometimes because people are hysterical. Like, you called me the wrong name, and it's like, that's important and all, but like, are we like is shit about to blow up? Because let's deal with that, and then we'll get back to giving you a new name tag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing about, man, and I get it, but I mean, politicians, and this is gonna suck because entertainers aren't to truly be trusted.
You said they're what?
Not truly be trusted. I mean, like,
people are all susceptible to being humans, and fucking up and losing their vision. I mean,
it's good to get our information from these people, but at some point, your heroes, you gotta know when to get off the boat with your heroes. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And because they're working for something. They have a goal in mind. And
what if your hero's a scientist and he's terrified about the temperature of the Earth's oceans? I'm just saying.
But the thing is, and that's what the best villains on movies are about, is that at some point they do something extreme, and you go, I don't think that was the proper move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, you accept the information. You go, okay, this guy has a good point, but I haven't met one person that I would ride to the end of the earth with, like literally. Like I just like, oh, okay, I disagree with you there.
Yeah, but that means you're an individual. Bing! Individual award. I wish I had like an actual trophy.
Yeah, man, people kill me.
Congratulations.
I love Nas. Nas is my favorite rapper.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that dude's made some decisions. I can't rock it. I just think it's so funny, like and yes, I'm making fun of Trump people.
Is Nas rocking a Trump hat?
No, not him. Oh. No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't love one person on this planet that much in order to like stand for them, despite the shit that they're saying.
I think you're strong like that, and I think you have an individualistic personality that it's amazing to get to have, but
I don't like people who have the same job as their fathers.
No,
like that's like oh, you can't be. Yeah. I wish my son would come and say, "Oh, I want to be a comedian." You're uncreative as fuck, dog.
Stay the fuck away.
Money I'm spending on you to be an individual. You're copying me. You're lazy. That's what I was saying,
dude. I think you are one of the strong people that doesn't need that. But like, I know a lot of people that they need. Like the same way that you were saying that you want, like, you have your quick early morning spirituality to get you through the day or give you purpose or whatever. I think some people need that, like, in time release doses throughout the entire day.
I just try to walk a line where you don't truly know where I stand. Like
it's called being an individual. Damn it.
Yeah, it's like you think you have a concept, which is great. I want you to have a concept, but just understand that I'm probably more open than you could fathom.
It's interesting how many people still aren't very open in like this year. Like it's 2019. You're like, man, you're still stuck in that. Like I thought we were dealing with that like in the 90s when I was a kid.
Some people,
I got through it.
Some people need the basics to hold on to, and that's enough for them. I don't think I think in the Bible it said, the Lord said, protect babes and fools. And I'm not trying to call people foolish, but I'm just saying, the way I interpret that is that, everybody isn't meant to be a leader. Don't let Instagram fool you. Like, the followers doesn't make you a leader. It's
so true.
It's just, it's just a sense of security. And that's fine. I don't encourage everybody to dig that deep. I think, whatever I can try to change your mind or give you a new perspective the same way somebody can give me a new perspective. But that's all that's required. Hey, this is a different perspective.
So it sounds like you are like at peace with like who people are, and you don't spend a lot of time being like, they need to change for me or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, until I have the power to communicate on that level. But as I get older, I get better at communicating. It surprises me sometimes. An example I like to use, because he said this on a podcast, so I feel like I can say it back. I did a show with Theo Von, and I forgot where we were, but I opened for him, and I could tell. I have a lot of black white comparisons. Surprise, right? And
Well, it's comedy and it's funny, and
and it might
it's the best kind of cookies. It could definitely be the best kind of comparisons.
some of my material seems a little militant black, but sometimes when you're doing a long time, you're like, I just be going. I don't care. I don't really think about what I'm saying in the moment because I've already thought about it and worked it out, and just I just go.
You just trust yourself. At a certain point, you're just like, I'm not going to vet every one of my jokes.
Right.
I'm just going to say what I think is funny.
And Theo, I just remember he looking at me after my set, like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, man, that's some good shit, man. And I was like, yeah, thanks, man. He goes, not all white people are racist, man. And I was like, wait, what did I say to make you think that?
It's so funny as a comic when you take another comic seriously from the stage, but to the outside world, you defend them to the death, being like, that's a comic up there. You let them say what they're going to say. Let me tell you what we're doing. We're entertaining. Yeah, we're speaking our mind, but we're just there to laugh and riff.
Yeah.
And then, but when you're with another comic, you're like, I can't believe he just freaking said that.
I'm like, I was still thinking, like, what did I say to trigger that response? But what he was saying, and I loved his perspective. It was really innocent and direct.
He's a smart dude.
And he's a vet comic. He's one of my favorite comics to watch, and I know he's
smart
coming
too.
from a real place.
He listens to a lot of people's stories. Like he doesn't just jump on
yeah, man. That's what he said. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I love that he does that, dude.
But he goes, but yeah, he said basically that he said growing up he was poor, he was friends with poor white people and poor black people. He felt like they were all in it together.
Yeah.
And to hear the perspective of you're better because you have it white. It's annoying for him.
Oh, fuck yeah. Especially as a Jew driving a Honda Civic. I was just like, we run the media. We run the media. Let me tell you how many of my TV shows got past sending the script out. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's
just,
I'm
it's
sorry,
an
that's
insult.
funny. You said like
I don't have a Civic anymore, but still, like when this was happening, I remember people telling me like, you guys run the media. I was like, let me tell you about me trying to pay my bills and keep above water. This doesn't feel like I'm running the media.
This is what my maturity was able to explain. And like I said, I was so surprised that I was able to communicate this. I was like, okay, I'm onto something, and the older I get, I feel like the better it gets.
Yep.
But what I was able to say was, I said, as a black person, and a black American, you have to adapt to white culture in order to be considered successful.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a white person, you of course we all have to adapt, but you're already of that culture.
Yeah.
So it's not as hard of a transition. And any other transition is optional in that way. You know what I'm saying? So for, say you to like hip hop, it's not going to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, unless you're literally in a certain community or certain, everything changes in that way. But, as a black person coming from this certain type of community, you can't, and even black, you don't even have to make it to white people because black people will do it to you. They will shun you and you won't survive long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of your normal activities will either be considered ignorant or even illegal. You know what I mean? And that's purely the difference. Is literally just the whole idea of adapting to this culture that's not natural to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I always use the example that, and it's getting better in some ways, but overall, like, hey, if you want a job, you got to wear a tie. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to an interview, maybe you can get the job without that. But for the most part, that's not a thing that's of black American culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's of corporate white culture. And that's okay. We're all under that oppressive state. But that was basically the summation of that is as a black person, you have to adapt to white culture in order to be successful. And I was like, wow, that was pretty good. You know what I mean? But he interpreted this is how he interpreted that. He goes, man, he did on his podcast. He goes, man, Scippio told me, man, I got to fuck with these white people who want to make this money. I was like, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Oh,
but
dude.
yeah, but as I get older, I feel like, man, I actually can digest and explain things a lot more fluidly.
Yeah.
And I like it. I can't wait to see 45-year-old me, explaining things. I don't know. I want to see.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
45-year-old Scipio. That's the name of your next album, or the album that?
I mean, I like the hard stuff, the hard topics.
That's the stuff that's interesting, dude. That's the stuff that's interesting. The hard topics, the weird stuff, the questions that people aren't willing. And I think it's like, I was just talking to this guy the other day, and he was telling me how like you can't talk about anything these days, and he's not in entertainment at all. And he was just talking about you can't talk about anything these days. And I was like, you know what? Because of that thought, I was like, I told him, I was like, you know what? I think you got to push on and be who you are even more nowadays than ever, and have the conversation you want at the restaurant and talk about it. And if people hear you and they have a problem with it, get into a conversation with them and do everything you can, obviously not to get physical.
I actually believe everybody shouldn't be able to say everything. You know what it requires to talk about everything? A level of empathy that a lot of these people just don't have. Don't have it.
That's a great point, dude.
Dog, I'm good at this shit. I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from.
Empathy is learned. It's not something that you automatically have. My wife's in child development. It's learned. And I it blows my mind whenever she says that, because you see a little kid and you see them like petting a cat and you're like, that is so sweet. But it's like, they also will throw that cat off the roof. The kids don't understand. They learn empathy.
And then they will say, why can't I do that?
Yep.
And then you have to go, damn, I gotta
put that into context for the kid. I got explain to cats feel pain.
I put him in a crazy room before he kills all the cats.
It's so true. It's so true. And some people, if you weren't trained that, if it's like the domino effect since the beginning of creation, and this goes into the free will conversation, which I don't think we'll have time for on this episode. But
let's get to. I'm sorry. Jerry, we always do this.
We always riff, but that's what makes Fantasy House fun. Is we do this, and then you talk about your Fantasy House, and it's like the audience gets to know you, and then they get all the why from your Fantasy House.
Right.
But there's no like, you don't get to like who am I supposed to be mad at, right? If you go like, 30% of adults don't have empathy and that's why the world's all fucked up, right? But it's like, who am I getting mad at? The generation before them that didn't bring them up in the 0 to 3 age range to like have empathy. Well, why did they bring them up that way? Oh, guess what? That generation didn't get raised by people that taught them that either paid attention to the science or even knew the science existed at that time, if it even did, or if their tribes and whatever else, their cultures passed it forward. Maybe they didn't. Whatever the case is, who do I even blame for any of this shit? Who do you blame for it? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said I'm actually embracing the idea of acknowledging this information. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, the mistakes and all the BS is coming from people not properly handling it. You know what I'm saying? But with time, hopefully we'll be able to, properly, deal with this in a context that won't be as crucial to a whole person's being. Because you're like, that's the thing, is that you say one wrong thing and now you can't work. You lose every job, every sponsorship, everything. I think we'll be more open to the concept of making true mistakes and judging
I
people's.
hope so, man.
I believe so. I actually believe, I'm not even that positive of a person, but I think with that, you
don't have to be positive to be optimistic.
I think
you can be negative as fuck and be like, but I do think everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think it just, we run into other things, and this one is more of a context thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess that I just want to ask you then, what's your vision for the future then?
That's so deep.
What would it look like 100 years from now?
100 years?
Okay,
oh gosh,
you can give a different date.
Don't
say 3 months though.
No, it's fine. I think
it's got to be fun. Cars got to be floating.
Man, certain people have to die in order for that to happen. Like, they're not going to let go.
Well, don't worry. If we say 100 years, a lot of people are just going to die by the law of...
Yeah, but we should be past gasoline already. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like, you talk about, like certain people, certain concepts, certain generations of folk have to die. Because as long as you got certain people in power, bro, they going to keep us on the ground with high gas prices and no jobs. I mean, you walk into all these restaurants and stuff, and there's like literally, I went to Wendy's the other day and in Chicago, right? And I was faced with this. How it looked. The front counter looked like
a computer screen.
3 computer screens.
Yeah.
And it took so long to get my food. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, swipe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like
McDonald's
we're gonna run into a situation where there's gonna be 1 to 2 employees in major corporations.
What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that's that universal basic income that Andrew Yang talks about?
What are you talking about? I'm not.
They just talk about like there's going to be so many the robots took our jobs. Like when they take all the jobs in the robotics world and AI does everything. And like you said, there's like one person working at a manufacturing plant because they're just managing robots and making sure everything's good.
Yeah, they said the year of assimilation. You familiar with that?
No.
simulation is the concept of, robots, basically the point where a computer could build a computer better than any human.
Oh, yeah.
They said that year should be 2045.
That's so argued though all over the place. But
Yeah, of course.
Some
yeah.
people
They move it
say,
up.
People say that they're like 5 years away from it. Some say 100 years.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I guess 45 is kind of a good average in there.
But yeah,
so you were right.
That's the new one.
Right.
That's the new one. I think as of 2 years ago, they were like 2045, and well, at that point, I think things will get hectic. I don't know the answer. I don't believe it'll be the Matrix or the Terminator, but I think it'll get to the point where there'll be the new poor. It won't be like right now. You can convince people that they're not poor, and that keeps them in the consumer mindset. But am I optimistic in what I see? I'm not gonna say it's gonna be perfect, or I just feel like the next step will be slightly better. That's it, slightly better.
So your vision for the human race is that the next step will be slightly better.
Slightly better. That's it. That's all I can give it.
Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. That's good enough. Well, what's the geographic location of your fantasy house? If we're flying over it with a drone, what are we looking at?
Oh man, I have an island. I have an island. Let's see. Off the coast of, I guess off the coast of California.
Coast off of the coast.
Like Catalina Island, something like that.
Hilarious. Okay.
I want it all. I want all that.
You want all that Catalina to yourself?
Yeah. Kick all the people that live there out.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
This is it's a very heavy episode of Fantasy House. We're immediately kicking the locals off of their island.
Oh man, I mean, they can stay there as long as they worship me as their Somebody's gonna be like Cuba.
Yeah.
Acknowledge me as your leader, and you can stay.
Okay, what's your house look like on this island?
Let's see. Like a castle. I want it to be like those modern houses that people in Hollywood hate for the most part. Those are McMansions, but I want a whole bunch of it, and it would be a castle, pretty much a modern castle. But I don't want the whole spiral. I don't want the Roman tops to it.
The Roman Oh, you mean like the turret towers or whatever? Okay.
I want I want it efficient.
What's it look like then? You said it's like those McMansions. Like you mean like those big cement blocks?
Yeah. Okay. On the outside.
Okay.
On the inside, covered carpet, all the walls.
It's like you. On the outside, just cement blocks of manliness. Inside, very gentle.
Yeah.
Carpeted.
Man. Carpet. I don't. Why does carpet have to end? Like they only put carpet on the ground. Like why can't we just carpet the whole?
You can.
Thing?
This is your fantasy house, dog. You can be carpet if you want.
Carpet on the ceiling.
Okay. What color is the carpet?
Oh man, you're deep. Blue.
Yeah.
You know why blue?
Huh.
This is something I'm just now coming to terms with. I don't have a favorite color. I just say blue because Real likes blue. The sky's blue. Water's technically blue because of the sky or something like that. I don't know. But yeah.
It's blue. A beautiful color.
Blue.
I like all the colors, but especially do love blue. Mm-hmm. Is it baby blue or navy blue or
a variety? My last apartment I had when I had roommates.
Yeah.
I went to Home Depot and they had cobalt blue on sale. I literally grabbed it and I painted the walls and I lived with it. And they also say something about psychologically, it's a calming color and it helps you.
Oh yeah.
And I had more money in my life when I stayed in that place. So
you're able to get that cobalt.
Yeah.
That cobalt money. So this place has got cobalt blue carpet, the entire ceilings. Yeah, what kind of furnishings do you have in here?
Furnishings, comfortable, whatever it is. I want the most comfortable, bed setting, couches or something like that. Something that relieves, back pain and reduces snoring, something like that. I want a waterbed in there, just because I feel like that's water beds are like the time capsule of beds. That was only a specific period of time. Yep. It didn't exist beyond that.
No one
probably
does it
even
now.
as comfortable. But that was the most baller shit ever. You know what I mean?
Just laying on water.
Kids had race car beds and adults had water beds. Mm-hmm. And it was a bad idea, but it was such a 90s porn thing. And I want that. I want a water bed optional.
Okay. This is the master bedroom.
Huh?
We're already in the master bedroom, or is this in the living room when you walk in? Welcome to my house. There's a water bed.
What's a water bed? I want one. You can break it out anytime. But yeah, master bedroom. But I mostly, like I said, I want the more comfortable bed.
Okay.
But when I'm feeling jiggy, just throwing out 90s terms.
Sorry.
I want to get that water bed. I don't think I've never had sex on a waterbed because they were extinct by the time
I was gonna say, by the time I started getting laid, they didn't have waterbeds. No one does. Who's still? Do you think anybody still is out there with a waterbed right now? Like a patched up?
Ron Jeremy for sure.
Yep.
He has to.
It's just like been patched up. It's got a bunch of like rubber tape all over it.
Yeah,
Just,
definitely.
like, silicone sealant.
Yeah, and anybody who went to jail in like the 90s and got out.
And then just got out there like, oh, my bed. I missed my bed. Oh, it's so good to be back in a waterbed.
They walk into a mattress store like, we have the deluxe, we have the temper therapy. Like, do you have water beds? I just want my old life back.
They're like, no, we haven't had waterbeds for 20 years. Like, sorry, I've been in jail. Like, you didn't have TV in jail to know that nobody has waterbeds anymore? Doesn't every comedian have a bit about waterbeds going extinct? No? Okay, well, then, no one does. I don't think I've heard anybody have a waterbed going extinct.
I think about them all the time.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the kitchen like? Let's go into the kitchen.
Dang. I don't believe in slavery, but I'll definitely have some maids.
Okay.
I don't.
Can they leave when they want to?
No.
No? Okay, that's
No.
Okay.
No, but I'll give them a water bed each.
Okay.
Get your own personal water bed. No, yeah, I don't cook, and every girl who's ever been with me has always made that like you have to cook. But I would like to actually I would like to, I feel like there's a lot of things I would like to get into, but I just have to conquer this part of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I have fantasy house, everything, I would like to definitely have like some dope chef. You know what I mean? Preferably female, but it could be male. You know what I mean?
Do you think men and women cook differently? Like if you have a chef, or is it just that you want to be able to flirt with your staff?
No, actually, I take cooking seriously. I just want the best product, and
Okay.
I think men probably approach cooking more methodically, and women approach it more with soul. I mean, I think the best cook in the world has to be an older black big mama type of. Like the woman that Medea, like Tyler Perry pretends to be.
Yeah.
Like that. Who's going to cook better than that? Now, healthy wise, get that the fuck out of here. But yeah, I want that in my kitchen.
What would you be having if you had an old black lady that was an amazing cook in there? What would you be making?
Man, yo, I don't know. What do I like eating now?
Like if you were on an episode of Fantasy House and the film crew's here and we're filming, you're like, oh, she's just finishing up my favorite.
I tell you, I was raised in the hood, and you understand that like I'm so produced. Like I like the things that they say you shouldn't eat because it's unhealthy for like it's just Anyway, I grew up next to like a Wendy's. It was like when they built the Wendy's in my neighborhood, that was the shit.
Oh yeah,
like that was it. And then years later, they built the Taco Bell, and that was the only two restaurants I ate from for years. Like I don't feel any guilt when it comes to eating fast food, other than what people put on me.
Okay, you don't look like you ate fast food for years.
Man, this is what genetic engineered food does to you. Is when you eat from corner stores, juicy juices, and all that bullshit, bro. It made me into this like. I don't like direct organic stuff. Like I'm allergic to like health.
The healthy clean food. You're like I can't eat clean. It fucks me up.
Numbers and colors and that shit works. No, I quit. But yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that my favorite food item for a long time was actually Burger King croissant.
I don't even know I've had that sandwiches. Is that the breakfast? No.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Then I have had that. Yeah.
It's a croissant. It's pretty much a sausage croissant.
Oh yeah, sausage and egg croissant. That sounds great.
Yeah, and I actually don't eat eggs, so yeah, I used to get it without that. But anyway, I would like to have the most gourmet, but like still same ingredients because I don't like it too abstract. But croissant sandwiches.
Okay, that's what we're eating right now inside your Fantasy House kitchen. Yeah. What's your chef's name?
Like old black female name. So like I don't know. Ruther or Estelle.
Those both work for me.
Yeah, Estelle. I'll snap at her and she'd be like, put your hand down. I'm like, yo, she's perfect. Did you just snap at me? Like, no, I just didn't know how to get your attention. You say Miss Estelle. And I'm like, all right, Miss Estelle. And yeah, can you give me some croissantwiches?
That kind of gusto is going to make a great croissantwich.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the kitchen look like?
I'm traditionalist. It probably has that boring barbershop tile on the ground.
Checkered tile?
Checkered tile. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the countertops made out of?
Countertops. Carpet. That's what
Yes, no one's had carpet
carpet
countertops
on
in their kitchen.
everything. I don't understand why
That's
carpet
so
gets such
funny.
a bad rep. Like, why do we stop putting carpet?
I
on
love
things?
carpet too, but it's people say it's filthy, and so like nowadays when like people when they're looking at houses will be like, oh, it's got carpet, that's gotta go, gotta have hardwood floors. But when we bought our house, we had hardwood floors, and my wife and I were like, man, I want carpet.
Carpet.
So yeah, dude. I mean, it's just different, but I love carpet too. I don't know if I put carpet on my kitchen countertop like you, but it's a fantasy house. So that's
You
funny.
can clean it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Self-cleaning carpet.
There you go, self-cleaning carpet.
I like
folks.
carpet with everything except for my women. All right, let's go.
Hello, ladies.
But they have to be grown though. I don't like that. Anyway, I like that's another thing too.
Huh.
Man, I've been attracted to women my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I was not attracted to people my age. Like I mean, I was, but not really. Like I always love women.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So meaning what?
like the opposite of R. Kelly. What's the opposite of like pedophilia? Like, what do you just like?
Old lady Ophelia.
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 But
Her
they
name's
weren't old.
Ophelia, and you're hooking up with her.
But they weren't old then. Like it was always like late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah,
and
now you're getting there, and you're like, this is just the same age women as myself.
Yo, I talk about them as if they're older. I'm like, oh man, she has to be like what, like 40s? She's in her 40s, dog. Like what? And I'm like, hold on, wait.
We're all in our 40s.
almost-
Oh my god.
In 5 years, I can't say, oh, you're too old for me, and I like that.
Listen, that's you're hooking up with your private chef.
Estelle, 40-year-old.
making it.
40-year-old.
Estelle, your 90-year-old private chef. Give me that croissant sandwich right there, girl. Woo! I don't know if anyone will catch that one.
Yeah.
So carpet, everything. I love that.
Yeah.
What color's the carpet in the kitchen? You can't have blue since you already had cobalt blue.
Dang.
Your room's already cobalt blue. What's the kitchen?
Sky blue.
Sky blue? Okay.
That looks ugly. Checkered
No, I
floor,
love sky blue. Well, checkered floor and sky. Checkered floor might be a little extreme with the
What
sky
about
blue.
carpet? Everything,
But I love
carpet,
sky blue.
Checkered carpet, and then carpet.
Checkered carpet.
I know, but I think right now my house looks like something on PBS.
Dude, I love it. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed, fancy house is supposed to be like just a weird ass cartoony house. All right, what's the bathroom look like? We got to go to the bathroom.
bathroom?
Your master
Oh,
bathroom,
man.
like yours in your room.
You know, I heard about this from Kanye and Kim Kardashian, and I was like, yeah, I want that. It's just some baller shit. Gold toilets, man.
Do they have gold toilets?
Yeah,
that is
gold
weird.
toilets, man.
All right, gold toilets.
Toilets.
So you can't even tell if you're peeing.
Yeah,
Like, it's
man.
all gold.
You know what I don't like that I think people think is a good thing is bidets.
Why don't you like a bidet?
I don't like anything going towards my ass, dog. Like I'm
You
not.
don't like to be cleaned though? What do you do in the shower?
I mean,
Turn it off
I'll wipe my ass, but I won't.
You won't let it get sprayed?
When it comes to my asshole, I have to be in control of the entire exchange.
It's a very primal urge just to be safe and know that your asshole
I don't like my backside being fucked with, dog. It is crazy.
Have you ever used a bidet?
No, but I chose
This is
not
just
to.
like everything else.
I know. I chose.
Until you use your bidet, then you don't know. How do you know if you like it?
Look, I was in China.
You're gonna call me in a week and be like, John, you were so right. I'm addicted to
Nah,
squirting
I can't.
things at my asshole.
I can't.
You'll feel so clean. It's
Duh.
nothing's better than feeling clean.
You know, they say the black community has a stigma of homophobia, and I might, I might be part of that
You still have a-
statistic.
you still have a
I
little-
just don't want wet things going towards my ass that I can't control.
Listen, it's not homophobic if you're letting other people use bidets.
Yeah, you're allowed to use bidets in this
Thank
culture.
you.
You have to state that. I'm not saying that people who like bidets are bad people. I'm just saying that it's not for me.
All right, so we're not having a bidet, but you have gold toilets.
Gold toilets. But I
A
do want some
shower
type
that
of self.
automatically turns off when you turn around, so it doesn't squirt you in the butt.
I do want something. That's funny. I do want some type of transition from, like, what if a toilet went into the shower and stood you up? That's dope as fuck. And then I will
You
let it.
lazy trillionaire.
I will let it turn me around, and then like
Does it have a little
shower
roller
me.
that comes out and presses on your stomach and pushes your poops out for you?
No.
It stands me up like a baby. It's gold.
That's that assimilated society
funny.
that I'm scared of. But yeah,
that's right.
The gold toilet, gold shower. Yeah, the whole bathroom can be gold and
Okay.
gold carpet.
Okay, that's cool.
Just a,
Gold carpet.
It's a throne, baby.
I love
You know what
it.
I'm saying?
Okay. It's a great. I'm excited. I'm. You know what? I'm totally down to use your bathroom even without a bidet in your fancy house, just to feel the goldness of it,
Oh,
and then take a
come on.
shower. How you're talking about?
Heck yeah, man.
That sounds actually kind of fun.
Yeah, man. Just to, like I'm telling you, just to.
What a way to wake up!
That's hard, bro.
Oh, dude. All right. What's your? Let's go to the backyard. What do you got in this backyard of yours?
Backyard. I'm not an outside person, so I don't really need one.
You don't need a backyard. That's fine.
Just a cliff, and you can see things.
That's fine. What about,
who omits a part of your house?
People have had. I've had people have not. Like, I don't want a kitchen. I don't cook, and I don't need it to be cooking, and I'll go out for all my meals. I'm like, okay. They don't have to.
You gonna go out for your meals? This is your house. What?
Some people don't.
I want everything, bro.
Dude, Matt Edgar had no kitchen in his crazy Joshua Tree desert compound. He had no kitchen.
I hate Joshua.
I know people that.
I hate
WTF with Mark Maron? Are you talking about? You don't like Joshua Tree?
Dog, I am not. I am domestic as fuck. I'm urban as fuck, bro. Like I like hood shit. I like inside.
Yeah.
I like video games. I like. You know what I mean? Like I'll do outdoors things, and I'm probably good at outdoor things, but I don't need outdoor experiences that much.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not forcing it on you. You don't have to go to Matt Edgar's fantasy house. Okay.
No, I just think it's funny.
Invitation can be refused.
You know, it's funny. Somebody goes this because I'm a deep person, I guess, and they go, "Do you meditate?" And it's like, fuck no, I don't need.
Clearly, you meditate because you're deep.
I don't need outer body experiences. Like I'm good. I'm so good. Anyway.
So what does your isolation tank look like? I'm just joking. Let's go to the garage then. You got a garage, I'm sure, right?
Oh, man, that's an arcade.
Okay. The garage is an arcade. No cars in there or vehicles of any kind?
I'm leaving the house? For what?
Good answer. I was just testing you. I wanted to make sure this house was good enough that you never have to leave.
For what? I mean, I might look. I'll have windows.
Yeah. You're going to look out, but you're like, I'm not going out.
Yeah, people come to my place.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But will they leave?
All right, so you have an arcade in the garage?
Arcade, yeah. Time Crisis 2, 3, 4, I'm iffy about. But yeah, Time Crisis.
All right.
You know, I love Time Crisis. It was like the first shooting game where you could choose to like not get shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you put your foot on the pedal and then you pop up and shoot, and then you duck down. But the cool part is that, see, you would think like, well, how would you beat the game? It's like the time is running down, and if it runs out, then you lose a life. So it's perfect.
So is there any other games in there or just Time Crisis?
Oh, it's a bunch of other games. You got The Simpsons, Ninja Turtles, Mario, Super Mario Brothers, World 64, anything. Yeah, I mean, and it's arcade, but you don't pay money. You know what I mean?
No, of course not.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like
the House of Scipio. All games are free.
Grand Theft Auto, like it's just my shit, bro. And yeah, and I also have a bunch of I have like a game developing department where I'm just like, oh yeah, do this. I don't know why video games, it's so hard for video game creators to do this. It's like, yeah, we like that. Do that again, just a little better and call it a sequel. They never do that. They always innovate the idea behind the game, and now that game's not the same game anymore. So it's just like, like Mortal Kombat, they've done it so many times. Like, when they first went 3D, it's like, just make them look better. They finally did it. Now it's like, it's a 3D game, but it's not the world. It's not 3D. Like they just fight and it has the same combos and stuff.
And but you like that it keeps the original like feeling. You're a conservative when it comes to video games.
Yeah, exactly. If you come there for a product, give me the product. Don't shine it up and then. But anyway, I would tell them like, yo, that was good. Just do more of that again.
So in your arcade, you might have some custom games that are like your version 2 of games.
Yeah, right? Man. I would have Super Mario 10. I would have Sonic the Hedgehog 15. I would have, just same thing but faster, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, stop innovating.
If you're gonna take anything from this show, this episode, folks, stop innovating.
Stop innovating.
If you're a developer and you're listening, keep it real. Keep it the same.
It works.
Don't fix what's not broken.
Because what happens is they end up coming back to the same ideas anyway, just 20 years later, and they be like, oh, well, we don't know what these people want. They're not buying the game. Oh, well, let's just do the same thing from the 90s and then make it a little look better. And then people buy it off the shelves. And they go, like, why couldn't you did that back then? Like, I don't get it. Anyway, that's just me.
Oh, dude. All right. What else? What's another room in your house? Is there another room we got to see? We saw the garage. We saw your kitchen. We saw your master bedroom.
Man, it's so funny. I guess a sex dungeon.
If you're gonna twist my arm.
Yeah, but I won't spend that much time in there because I come fast. So. I'll just say anything.
Is that what it says when you walk into the sex dungeon? Welcome to the fast coming extravaganza. You'll only be in there for a minute, sir.
But I can come frequently though. That's the thing. So it's like,
What a skill! I come fast, but I come rapid like a machine gun. I can keep going.
yeah. So like I said, like Sonic the Hedgehog 10, it'll be me coming times 10, and then I'll leave.
What's it look like in this disgusting dungeon?
Oh, it's disgusting. No, I'm kidding. No, actually, I'm conservative on the sexual department. You know, just honestly, let's soften it up. Let's soften it up. It was gonna be. We'll call it the sex dungeon, but really, it will be more like a pleasure. Like not even pleasure sounds like a dirty word too, but just everything that kind of helps romantic part. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll have a wife.
Yeah, describe it though. I want to know that.
You know, like I don't know. I'm like things that kind of increase for like basically there'll be like a what's like the escalated floor.
Yeah.
To give you the feeling of being whisked off your feet.
Oh.
That leads straight to the bed.
Oh, that's super romantic. Yeah, that's good tech.
Like a button you press and the proper music, like Genuine.
What is that?
So Anxious comes on immediately. You know?
What?
You know the song?
Wait, sing it for us.
9 o'clock, all alone. I don't know the words. Eating you, wishing you would come over to my place.
I feel like this is
after work.
You're joking about, dude. You're joking about being comparing black to white, right? And I'm like, that's been done, but it can be done again because you're telling me this, and I'm like, this is definitely me being white. I'm like, mine plays The Doors.
Exactly. Hey, it's something you can't escape.
You know what I mean? It's something you can't escape.
But yeah, you know, just a little escalated floor that leads you there. You press the button,
I love that.
and then you pull the thing, and then the rose petals fall. And yeah, this bed, it's not a water bed. You know, that's a little for the crazier stuff, but it's just soft. Like you don't even feel it. You know, just
this is for your meat and potatoes romance sex.
Yeah, man.
But you have you have your water bed for whatever the hell you're doing up there.
Yeah, that's just to be 90. That's my 90s room.
I like
my 90s room. My 90s room has a water bed.
But your sex dungeon it's more like a romantic make love dungeon.
Yeah, but we're gonna call it the sex dungeon.
You sure?
That how can you beat that title? You got a better title for me?
Well, everyone has a sex dungeon. You have a make love dungeon.
I like making love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a make love dungeon is I feel a sticker. Sticker of the month club.
I like making love. I mean, you know, I know I can come off kind of rough sometimes, but I want a wife, and I want to, you know, I want to keep sex fresh.
Yeah,
and romantic, and I want to, you know, it has some of the more dangerous things, you know, like handcuff stuff and all that stuff. But for the most part, it's just, you know, like it's just anything to get you in the mood. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if it had like the handcuff stuff, you'd be like, yeah, if you want to use those things, I never really do, but we got them in there. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, she's, you know, women.
You want rose petals or handcuffs? It's your night.
They get bored easily, so you need to, you know, surprise. Like you just press, everything will be a button press, and then you know you open your eyes and go, show, you know, and then you know just in case it's like you want to keep going and I'm done, you know, just press the.
Do you have a button that says exhibitionism, and then it just goes like, "Whoa, Shefsky's in here with the Fantasy House crew. They're gonna film this."
film me.
I'm like, "What's up? No, just pretend like I'm not here." It's totally
yeah. I think that works. If you need anything else, let me see. Lights and you know, yeah, like with candles. I don't know.
I think a candle option is great. My favorite though is that floor that moves and it whisks you off your feet.
Yeah. You know, and
dude, rose petals falling.
Yeah, man, and
so great.
Something like something that hands you a towel and wipes you off after. You know, a bucket to clean up all the slop. whatever love juice it's created.
Oh, we went from make love dungeon to cheapening it and making it disgusting. It's disgusting. This is a family podcast, Jeremy.
Oh man,
I'm just joking.
I ruined it.
I'm teasing. Is there any other parts that we got to see? Anything else in the house?
You know what I liked? Since it's a fantasy house, you see Iron Man. Tony Stark had a really big part in it where basically, you know, he always come up with some new technology. So there was technology where he could go back into his past and he basically confronted his parents. Well, he didn't confront them. He just had a conversation with them.
Yeah.
And then it snaps back to the future.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was amazing. And I was like, yeah, that'd be dope. I would like to
be able to time travel.
Yeah. But it's like, it's a simulation.
Oh, it's not real. It's a simulation.
Simulation
Oh, that's
from
cool.
your memory.
That's a trip.
Yeah, I would like to do it because basically, you ever left an argument and be like, I should have said this?
Of course.
That's literally what comedy
Only
is. by the
every
way.
day.
Yeah.
Only every time I leave for work. Bye, honey.
Yeah, you like that. That's pretty much what I would like to do. I think it would heighten me intellectually. I would like to have a room where I could literally correct mistakes from my past and then boom, like a video game, and then start over again. It's like
That's great. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that. I wonder. I mean, obviously that isn't available right now, but I wonder if that would make like life better, like a therapy kind of thing that you could just like enact that kind of therapy, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's badass.
Yeah, that'd be a room.
That's deep.
Yeah, I can't help it. I'm stuck this way.
You're deep.
I'm stuck this way. It's so, I wish I could break it.
No, you be you. I love that. Like that's really cool. That's a really sweet a way to interact with yourself and get better as a person, get over stuff. Because you know people like carry stuff, you hold stuff in, right? So what you're talking about is like you could go back and like say what you didn't say, do what you didn't do, at least experience, you know.
Right. And I also have another one of those in the romantic. Was it the sex dungeon thing? You know, just to relive.
This is what I should have done.
And then if my wife be like, honey, are we going to the sex dungeon? Like, I'm gonna go in by myself first for a minute.
I just have a little something I gotta take care of, baby.
Yeah,
Give me 4 minutes this time.
Give me 4 minutes.
Oh, dude, your fantasy house is kick ass, dude.
Yeah,
amazing. Dude, where can people find you?
JeremyScippio.com. I'm starting to update that more nowadays. But yeah, you also on Instagram is Jeremy Comedy. That's probably where you get most of my show information. Facebook, just Jeremy Scippio. That's probably the best way.
Just spell it out because they can find you anywhere.
Right. Scippio. There is two of me. I know a lot of people go through this, but I thought I was the only one.
That's funny.
You know, I got to go kill him like Highlander.
You can only be one, Jeremy Scippio. Guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed Jeremy's episode. So much fun. If you're a new listener, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give us a 5-star review. Leave us some comments. It would be awesome. It would make my mother friggin' day. I don't know if that's the saying or not. Go ahead. Leave me a comment and make my friggin' day. And be silly and have fun, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you've been listening for a while, dude, hit the share button. Send this puppy to somebody. #blessed guest.